So these are really nice skeletal models. They're not particularly difficult to build. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies, and today I'm going to be looking at a couple of interesting kits. So these are these dinosaur bone kits from Bandai. Now these are from this Limex or Limex series. Not too sure what that is, but on the side it's telling me. So how about I read it? It's in tiny writing, which I can barely read. Limex is a new innovative material made in Japan that has limestone as its main material. It's been patented in more than 40 countries around the world and is registered as an excellent Japanese technology with UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization. Sustainable technology promotion platform. It can contribute to the conservation of resources that are a high risk of depletion, such as oils, water, and forest resources used to manufacture alternative products for plastics and paper. So there you go. These are made out of a very special material which is safe for the environment. And it's really testing my eyes here because the writing on the side is absolutely tiny. Okay, so limestone is the main material used to create Limex in a resource that is extremely abundant on Earth, with 100% self-sufficiency rate, even in Japan, a country relying on imported resources. Limestone can reduce CO2 emissions by approximately 58% compared to general plastics when incinerated, and using it as a main raw material for alternative materials such as plastic leads to a reduction of petroleum-derived plastics. Scientific analysis method called life cycle assessment has been used to calculate the impact that each product's life cycle has on the environment and is used to develop materials. So there you go. So this is, I think this would be the first in that particular range using a quite sustainable material. Now, if you didn't know, Bandai in Japan have been operating a recycling system where they accept back used sprues from their standard Bandai kits and they're reusing it for making new kits. But this is a totally different technology. And I guess it makes sense that with limestone, you make some dinosaurs. Has that sort of relationship, doesn't it? Bones stuck in limestone. So let's have a closer look. We've got a Triceratops, and we've got it is a T-Rex, isn't it? I'm sure it's a T-Rex. It is a T-Rex. There you go. All right, let's pop them down here and have a closer look from the overhead camera. All right, so there's a box art of the T-Rex. These are reasonably simple kits. You can see that the rib cage is all molded in one, so they're not going to be particularly difficult to build. They do have movable parts such as the jaw, so you can have that open or closed, and there's a nice little base there as well. And then over here we have the Triceratops. So I think they're the most iconic of dinosaurs, if you just had to pick two. Triceratops, quite often depicted fighting a T-Rex that's trying to eat it. All right, since I've got this one here, let's have a closer look at the Triceratops first. Okay, so if I open it up, you can see all the white parts. Okay, so this is a limestone type material, which is actually interesting. It is quite flexible. And then we've got the instruction manual there. So let's put this aside, have a closer look at these bits. Okay, so we've got the head that's already come off loose. Pull this out. Okay, so we've got two sprue here. We've got one which is the base, which I'll put aside. And here is the main molding. Okay, so we had this is where the head was in this main mold. And it's interesting how flexible this is. And you can see how this is just broken off quite cleanly. So you really don't need any tools to get these all cleaned up. Quite nice details. You got the texture of the bone there. And then here we go. You got all of the bits right here. So there is a joint here for the feet. You've got the whole spine in one piece, rib cages, and then we've got, that's like, what do you call that? Parts of the leg, big bone on the sides. You've got the, is that thorax bone? I'm not very good with my anatomy. There's the bottom of the leg, of the mouth. So that's hinged as well. So it'll just clip on the inside. So that'll be just like this. Really quite impressive. And it's great to think that they have a material such as this that is so reusable. Oh, there you go. There's another bit that just popped off. So as you can see, no need for any side cutters. So that's really clean, all these points. So you see there's no nub at all. Okay, so that's the T-Rex. Let's pop that in there. And there's the base. Okay, so the base is made of the same material. So you can see the flex there. But you see the movement there as well. But it does hold so much good detail. Okay, so quite excited about this particular new product or new materials that they're using. You've got particular points where you can put the legs, and then you have that displayed like a little small diorama. All right, let's have a look at the manual, which I've just hidden down here. All right, so you've got a pretty basic manual. There's not a lot of parts. You've got the legend of all the parts there. So you've got your 2 sprues, one with the main parts on it, and then one with the base. You start by constructing the head, put the horns on the head. You've got the spine going together, rib cages going on. We open up over here. You've got the leg, hip bones going in. You've got the legs and the head connecting onto the spine. So you've got a ball joint there for the head as well. So the head's going to move around. You've got some hinges there for the legs, so you can bend them. And then that just sits on the display base. And you see how they're shaped here, so that these two can actually be pushed together and match up with the T-Rex's base as well. Now over here, we've got a bit of description of the dinosaurs. So you get your Triceratops here. So they talk about all the teeth and various components of the anatomy, and then also on the T-Rex. And then on the bottom here, it talks about the theories of how the dinosaurs developed into birds, and they're still flying around with us. So there you go. That is the Triceratops. So now let's look at the T-Rex. So there's a box art of the T-Rex. Again, similar sort of thing. You can see how the rib cages are all in one piece. And this will have semi-joints on it as well. You see it's sort of jointed along there. Okay, let's open this up and have a close look. So here again, we've got 2 sprues. We've got one with parts for the dinosaur, and then you've got the base. Okay, so let's pop that over there. All right, so you can see how there's some bits that have already come off, which is not a bad thing. Just means how clean all these parts are. All right, so we've got this would have been here. And how this would be perfect for, I guess, like a beginner modeler as well. Okay, so there's all your parts. Oops, let's move that up a bit. So you see all the rib cages all in one piece. You got your spine in multi-pieces. You got the head. So skull's in 2 pieces with the jaw. Where is the jaw? Jaw's around here somewhere. So there you go. There's the bottom of the jaw. And then you can see these round holes there on the legs. So therefore pressing together and they're jointed. So you've got joints at the ankle, up to the knee, and then up to the thigh. And then you've got the head. The head will be moving as well. Jaw opens and closes. There's your thorax there. No part in there. Oh, looks really nice. And again, that's of this flexible material. I better not flex it too much, otherwise the other bits are going to fall off as well. All right, so, whoops, there you go. As I said, falls off. Let's pop these back over here, and we'll have a look at the base. So the base is specific for the T-Rex. You can see there's a couple of little marks there for the feet to fit into. And then on a certain angle, you've got the Triceratops that'll fit over this side. Okay, so let's have a look at the manual. So I've got the manual here. There we go. So it's pretty traditional looking manual. So very similar to the Triceratops one. So the T-Rex one has, you've got the legend there. And then we start in the construction. So you start with the head, multiple pieces for the head with a working jaw. And then we start building the rib cage with part of the spine. You got the bottoms here. And then we'll build up the rear pelvic section. And then you got part 3, which is doing the neck. You attach the head, neck to the body. Start doing the rear legs, the front little legs, the tail, and that's all finished. And you have that mounted into the base. And there again, it shows you how, with different angles, you can have the bases pressed together. So this part looks like T-Rex is actually coming up and ambushing a Triceratops. And then again, you've got this information here. So that's the same as the information that was in the Triceratops. So you've got anatomy, descriptions and information about Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus. Then on the bottom, it talks about the theory of dinosaurs becoming birds. So that's it. All right, so that's my open box review of the Triceratops, which is here, and the T-Rex, which I've got all sorts of stuff on top of at the moment, but you get the idea. So these are really nice skeletal models. They're not particularly difficult to build, and they're made of a very new Limex. I'm going to call it Limex now because I discovered it's made out of limestone. So Limex material, which is quite safe for the environment and does not deplete other resources because limestone is pretty much everywhere. So that's quite an innovation in the plastics industry. So there you go. So we've got the T-Rex and also the Triceratops by Bandai.